I was gonna ask, like, but did it have to be a controversial performance? Like, I feel like there was also a route here where it's just a phenomenal performance, and we just focus on the hits.
I think that's where it gets tricky because Kendrick represents, or at least portrays himself as someone who represents like the anti-establishment, like artistry first. I do it for the culture. So on one hand, it's like he's being applauded for taking this moment to send a message and do what he wants as an artist because he deserves it all, to quote himself. But then you have other people who are also fans of Kendrick, and some not so much and maybe more casual, who are like, that's cool, but that's not what this performance is about. And I don't know like what the right answer is, because like as an artist, you should have the freedom to do whatever you want to get your brand across or message or whatever. But on the other hand, like for most of America, I think this performance tends to kind of like pander to the broader audience, like casual listeners, people who have no idea who these people are, people who are hardcore fans. So I thought long and hard about this, and bear with me if it's kind of lengthy, but I think basically there's two ingredients to like the ideal performance for Super Bowl, or at least what people would say ideal. And I think the first one's nostalgia. So, generally that means throwbacks that came out a decade ago, 5 years ago, and everyone can clearly sing along to it. There's not like need for censorship, which was, clearly pretty heavy in this performance. And I think what's tricky is we've been giving Kendrick nonstop flowers for like 8 months or even more. So, when it comes to like Rihanna, and who hasn't put out an album in however long, it's a lot easier to like, be on board with what's going on, even if she doesn't have like surprise guests. But I think with Kendrick,
but let the record show, I thought that performance was also trash, right?
Yeah.
Because then it became like, well, she's pregnant. Then don't do the fucking show if you're pregnant. I don't know what to tell you.
And I'll get to my second ingredient, which I think may have helped with your opinion on hers. But I think to summarize the nostalgia aspect, we've been getting so much Kendrick that it kind of feels like a pop out number two for the fans like us who have followed his career. And then for those who don't know Kendrick at all or are more casual, they wanted to hear like the Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe and backseat freestyles and stuff. And he definitely had some hits in there like Humble and stuff. But again, it's like condensed into 15 minutes, and that was a small portion. So I think, not to say he made the wrong choice, because if as an artist he wants to do that, cool, but he's going to get that backlash for not having, Swimming Pools and Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe and Mad City and all these other hits in there. So I think that's aspect number one that a lot of other performances lean on. And then two, I would say, is I would coin it like collaborative surprise. Like I looked at some of the older performances, like the most random ass like combination of people that gets so many different viewers excited, like one with NSYNC, Aerosmith, Britney Spears, and Nelly all on one stage. And I think people were hoping Kendrick would bring out Rihanna again, or Jay-Z, or Taylor Swift again. Not to say he should have done it, but I think every Super Bowl, you kind of, what a lot of people find legendary and worthy of speaking about the next day is like, damn, can you believe he brought out Missy Elliott? Because, we haven't seen her do shit for 10 years, but she came on stage and made me feel like I was 17 again or whatever. That's kind of missing from this. And I think that's what makes it so tricky for people to get on board with. Because it's like, unless you're a straight up GNX stan, and we are, but even for us, it's like, okay, I've listened to the album 15 times, saw the pop out. Like, I didn't learn anything new other than this motherfucker has like the best breath control ever, and like is just a better choreographer than most rappers. I think that's undeniable. But in terms of like going to sleep, like he did the most unexpected shit, I think that was kind of missing, which maybe is our fault. I don't know. Maybe we just expected too much because we've been talking about this for a year.
I don't know, man. I don't think you mean expect too much from him.
No, I think just given the hype of the Super Bowl and this performance and everything he's already done, like to Drake's career and all the chess moves he's made, I think I just kind of lied to myself that there was going to be a more dramatic reveal or moment of some sort rather than just putting on an amazing show, which he did. And I think that's why there's this controversy, because people who maybe felt it was lackluster feel like he didn't deliver. I think he delivered. I just think there was too much just fabricated hype around like him doing something to officially brand himself as like, you know,
the king or something,
the Messiah or some shit. And it's like, no, he's just gonna do his songs really well and fucking walk off stage. Like, that's it. Like, what else was gonna happen? Resurrect Tupac or some shit?
Yeah, I like the point you made though about like every show, because even the show that he was a part of 3 years ago or 2 years ago, even that had like so many, like when 50 Cent, you know, popped out at, you know, during the Eminem set, or it was Exhibit there too? I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, it was, dude, so many like LA people. It was so many people, bro. Mary J. Blige just popped out as well. Like, yeah, there's more like aha, wow moments. Even the Usher one, man. I know everyone was talking about him doing the Vegas show. So what other surprise? Yeah, but like a lot of people, dude, can't afford to go to the Vegas show. So that still very much was like the first time witnessing it for hundreds of millions of people. So I don't know, man. I just think I agree with all the points you said, and then maybe it is the viewer's fault for having such high expectations. But then I lean on the fact that, like, all right, man, the idea that you are the artist first, then, man, I feel that there also is a line in the sand that you take. If you're going to agree to do that show, then you have to agree to do that show for what that show is meant to be, and is meant to be entertaining. Like, that's where I think I struggle with. Like, if you're either going to be the guy who's like, nah, I don't want to be a part of the industry, fuck everybody, kill this party, you can't then ask to be the headliner of your own party. That's the actual party for everyone else as well. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, dude. You know, like, it's either or, bro. Like, I know pick a side has been the biggest thing, like, trending for the last like 9 months. Like, bro, then pick a side. Like, if you want to do that kind of show, then I don't think you sign up to be the Super Bowl headliner. Like, that's there's a desire to like, yo, fuck everyone who stands for this, but I want to also stand for it, but I want to do it my way. It's like, bro, like, how does that benefit? I don't know, man. It just felt like, I get what you're saying about, like, I know he put on a good show, but I think the job of the person in that seat is to put on an entertaining show, bro. And like, I'm not saying pander to the non-hip hop listeners, but bro, there was a lot of hip hop listeners who were like, bro, like, imagine if you went to a club and the DJ just played those 9 songs in a row. You'd be like, yo, what vibe am I meant to be on to this? You know what I mean? Like, you just start out with a song that we never heard of. Then you give us one banger. Then you slide into some random, like, bro, like, what? Where are we going with this, man? So like, it just felt cohesively all over the place is how I felt. And then again, we can make the pivot now to like, I think the SZA aspect saved it a little bit, because again, I think she sounded beautifully, and you know, I think those were moments that I think everyone kind of resonated with, because like, oh, we've heard these songs all the fucking time. So I think that was helpful. Yeah, how'd you feel about her coming out, by the way? Like,
actually, that was a moment where it was kind of anticlimactic for me. I thought she sounded
too
beautiful
obvious
as well. Yeah, and part of that's like, well, we can blame fucking academics, I guess. Part of that is I already saw the set list before, and then on top of that, the transition just felt a little rigid, like straight into Luther. It was on a very like,
you knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what was gonna happen, but his energy was very, I don't know, like if macho is the right word, or on some like high energy shit, and then it transitions quickly to Luther, and then, you know, there's only so much like vocal energy you can put into a song like that for a grand stage. And I think for me, that's why, as I think about it more, like, everything aside, I just don't know if hip hop generally can translate as well in like this condensed, hyper focused setting like this, and be interesting enough, because you can only like produce so much energy as a single rapper, which is why rappers have hype men and crowd interaction and shit, because you just can't sit there and rap for, you know, 2 hours and not have, you know, some variety in a sense. I think singers kind of get away with it because they do have like a bunch of dancers and fucking colors and shit flying around, and wardrobe switches. Whereas with this, it was pretty much the same like American flag dancing group,
kind
of following him around. And then also there was like no live band at least to the degree that I remember a lot
The
of
naked eye.
other
Yeah.
performances. So I think that's where it gets tricky. Is it then becomes like karaoke, but in this instance, this is like karaoke level 100. Unless like
He was
listen to the
killing
music, like you're not fucking following along. So I think that makes it tricky from like an entertaining performance, and it's going to cause controversy because people are then going to say, well, it's too above your head, like you just wouldn't understand, or like you're the enemy of the culture, basically.